What if an old VHS tape held secrets no one was meant to see? We found one tucked away in the shadows of a thrift store. Its footage so strange, so captivating, it pulls you in deeper with every play. Each frame, each flicker of static, reveals a little more of its mysterious past. This isn't just about watching a video, it's about uncovering what it was really hiding. This is the story of the tape's final frame. The tape itself was unassuming. A plain black cassette, no label except for some faint, illegible marker scribbles. It was sitting on a dusty shelf, a dark void among colorful cases of home movies and forgotten blockbusters. Something about it just felt different, almost calling out. I bought it on a whim, a strange bit of curiosity I couldn't shake. Back home, I dusted off my old VCR, the machine whirred to life with that classic, comforting click and hum, a sound straight from my childhood. At first, there was only static. That familiar gray snow filled the screen, accompanied by the soft hiss from the speakers. It reminded me of staying up late, long after the TV channels had signed off for the night. But then, faint images began to flicker through the haze. Blurry shots of empty rooms. Old televisions, their screens dark and silent. Grainy hallways that seemed to stretch on forever, leading nowhere. The audio was just as strange, a distant, low hum, like the sound of wind or faraway voices overlapping, just on the edge of hearing. As I watched, a weird thing happened. The room around me felt quieter, more still. The pictures on my wall seemed to stand out, their details sharper than before. It was as if the tape wasn't just playing old footage, it was enhancing the world around me, sharing something personal. I found myself leaning closer to the screen, completely fascinated by these fleeting glimpses of another time, another place. It felt like I was on the verge of a discovery, but I had no idea what it was. As the tape continued to play, the images slowly grew clearer. What emerged looked like some kind of old experimental broadcast. The set was simple. A single chair, dim lighting, and at first, no presenter. Just hypnotic static patterns and oddly calming tones. Then, abstract shapes appeared, moving slowly across the screen, like shadows dancing in a dream. The sounds began to layer, creating a strange symphony of repetitive patterns and soothing chimes, all buried deep within the noise. Words started to fade in and out of the static, simple inviting words. Watch, discover, uncover. Lost all track of time. I glanced at the clock on the wall and the hands had moved, but it felt like only moments had passed. More footage began to surface. Glimpses of old laboratories, technicians in white coats, testing signals on oscilloscopes, and endless reels of tape spinning on massive machines. It was like the tape was assembling itself, pulling together fragmented pieces of a puzzle from a bygone era. My attention was completely locked on the screen. The world outside, the sounds of the street, the hum of my own house, it all just faded away. This wasn't a home video or a movie. This was something deliberate, something carefully crafted. It's an experimental signal designed to draw the viewer in, to spark a deep curiosity about its story. A hidden broadcast, just waiting for someone like me to find it and piece together its purpose. Between the swirling patterns and abstract shapes, real clues began to surface. I saw flashes of an old broadcast station, looking like it was located somewhere remote. A calendar on a wall showed a date in the 1980s. It seemed to be a project testing new ways to transmit signals. Maybe for public service announcements or late-night ambient programming. I saw technicians experimenting with visual loops and audio frequencies, seemingly designed to hold a viewer's attention for longer periods. But the project was clearly abandoned. The footage showed empty labs, equipment left to gather dust. The project files were likely sealed away, the research forgotten. Only a few of the master tapes remained, scattered over the years, ending up in thrift stores, attics, and private collections. This tape, the one in my VCR, had somehow survived, preserving that original test footage. Its purpose wasn't sinister. It was simply to captivate. To create an immersive, hypnotic experience that makes you want to watch it again and again, discovering new details with each viewing. The shadows on the screen seemed to nod, as if acknowledging my realization. A faint whisper seemed to say, "You found it now." The story continues. Eventually, I hit the pause button. The image froze, and then I let the tape rewind, its familiar mechanical whir filling the sudden silence. The room returned to normal. The pictures on the wall looked ordinary again. But the images from the tape lingered in my mind, those endless hallways, the spinning reels, the dancing shadows. I started doing some research online, digging through old forums and lost media archives. I found them. Mentions of similar unmarked tapes, urban legends about forgotten broadcast experiments.
Wow.
There was no talk of danger, just a deep, shared mystery. It was a relic from a time when television was new and full of strange possibilities. I've kept the tape, of course. I've played it a few more times, and each viewing reveals something new, a detail I missed, a sound I hadn't noticed before. It's out there somewhere now, waiting for the next curious person to find it. Old media like this is a powerful reminder of how much history is hidden in forgotten formats, waiting to be rediscovered. So if you ever stumble upon an unmarked VHS tape in a dusty corner of a shop, give it a play. You never know what fascinating stories are still out there, just waiting for a new pair of eyes. Who knows what you might find? Discover more.